the standings as we get set to kick things off here in Parma. England with maximum points, France in second, and aiming to keep their focus on a Grand Slam showdown in London next week if they can win today. Italy in fourth, but frankly, third to sixth could all change by the time round 4 is wrapped up tomorrow afternoon. Conditions are perfect, not too hot, not too cold. Springtime in Emilia-Romagna, Italy's wine country, midway as we are between Milan and Bologna. A chance to look at the win predictor for the last couple of French fixtures. It has really had the French in the ascendancy. 90% they were against Scotland, 94% against Wales. You can see the Italians given a 23% chance, having plugged all of our numbers into the computer. And there is the man currently in charge of this Italian side. He was joining up with them, got the call in December, joined up with them in January. You might even spot the occasional Glasgow jersey in the crowd. Don't be too confused, because this match is actually part of a double-header with the United Rugby Championship, because we're at the home of Zebre Parma, who are playing Glasgow Warriors. And on that theme, delighted to welcome alongside us one of the OGs of Scottish women's rugby, their most capped player. Very good afternoon, Donna Kennedy. How are you?
Good afternoon, Nick. Really excited for this game this afternoon.
Yeah, it should be a cracker, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a good expansive game. The weather's great. The crowd are warming up. So yeah, we should see a great game today.
Should indeed. Italy starting this year with Fabio Roselli, the former international winger Roselli. Mighty pleased with that win on the road last week in Edinburgh. But there is a bit of rotation in today's lineup, perhaps with one eye on the visit of Wales next week. And as for France, well, they have won the last 7 out of 8 against Italy, and they'll be confident of adding another to that run. But, well, we should have some fun this afternoon. Both sides top the charts for offloads. We are hoping to be entertained in the Italian sunshine as the two teams come out to join us. Last few members of the crowd coming in to take their seats. This French side, who have enjoyed victories throughout the championship so far, looking to try and kick on, get ready to be that real challenge in the competition. Well, it is time for the anthems then. In a moment, Il Canto degli Italiano, but first, La Marseillaise. 8th in the World Rugby rankings. I think that anthem is probably ranked a little higher than that in terms of the Women's Six Nations. So as mentioned, despite the win against Scotland last week, Fabio Roselli has opted to tinker a little for this one. 2 changes in the pack. Sarah Tunasi demoted to the bench as Fadrigi's handed the start. And top performer Scorbini, another given a finisher's role, as Elisa Ranuccini earns a 13th cap alongside captain Giordano. There's a new halfback combo featuring one of 2 19-year-olds given the opportunity to impress. Valsaganda scrum half Alia Bitonci and Colorno centre Sara Manini, both decent in the under-20s last year. Manini's inclusion seeing Bea Rigoni take a bench spot for the first time in 8 years. For France, 4 changes in total, all of them designed to strengthen David Ortiz and Gaël Mignot's side. Atia Kalfaoui, returned from injury last week, gets her first start at the championship, as does Romain Ménager, who slots into the back row wearing number 6. Manae Feleyu continues as captain. In the French backline, Gabby Vernier returns at 12, having completed her red card suspension at World Rugby Tackle School, where Joanna Grise brought onto the wing for her first run out of this year's Guinness Women's Six Nations. Morgane Bourgeois continues to be the points machine and top scorer with the dead eye boot. And by the nature of the changes to Italy, well, it's had the effect of giving them a pretty strong-looking bench with Tunasi, Scorbini, Stefan and Rigoni waiting. France going with a 6-2 split, which has been a feature of their campaign. Well, 2 sides ready to do battle in front of Sarah Cox, who is in charge of her 43rd Test match. It's actually her 11th Six Nations. Italy have only won 5 of their last 23 Women's Six Nations matches. How they would love to earn a 6th. And France will runners-up in the last 5 editions of the Women's Six Nations. They are chasing their first title since 2018. Fourth in the world, the French. 8th in the world, the Italians. The last few moments for these players to watch on and get ready. Back of Elisa Dinker, final last stretches. It's the Battle of the Blues, and a fixture so good in Rugby World Cup year that we'll be getting it twice. Opponents in Pool D when the big dance gets underway in August. It's Italy against France, and France playing in their white strip. Get the action underway. And Italy already wanting to shift it, but losing it in contact in the process. And Bigot, player of the match last week, already gets it away to Bourdon-Sansus. Kala Arbez, the French fly half, is caught in a bit of trouble. And the Italians have done well after that initial knock-on to get them into touch, but with the advantage, we'll be coming back for a French scrum.
Yeah, well, that's knock on there. Unfortunately, not what you want for the first start, but we gained it back. And now they'll have the possession in the line out. And now, actually, we're going back for the scrum.
Yeah, the knock-on advantage from that handling error in the contact. And this is going to be a really decent central position. There was a late change on the team sheet, incidentally, with Emily Boulard having been initially named at 11. She's actually wearing 14. Grise will wear the 11. But the setup behind this scrum, with Morgane Bourgeois stepping in at first receiver, just behind to the left.
Set!
Away from Feleyu. Bourdon-Sansus on the wraparound, but not getting it because it was Vernier. And this is beautiful combinations from France, and already it's the score. Executed to perfection. Vernier back into the side, helping it tick through Bourdon-Sansus. And a try from Joanna Grise. The French are on the board.
Yeah, it was a lovely scrum position there. They had options to go left and right, but obviously chose to go right there, and it was hands through the backs to give a lovely try out there in the wing. There we are with the hands. A good offload, lovely hands there. And then for their first try on the scoreboard.
Joanna Grise earning a 7th cap. Back into the side at the expense of Kelly Arbe, but told it is just a chance to allow Grise the run. Hasn't appeared in the French side so far. one of 6 Stade Bordelais players in the lineup. And as she has been doing all championship, Morgane Bourgeois slots a tricky conversion. Veronica Madia to take Italy into the French half for the first time. No Emma Steven in this week, who broke her nose and a couple of facial bones. Likely she'll be out for a few months, hoping she'll be able to return in time.
Use it!
For the Rugby World Cup.
Take him back.
It's Ardes. Turns it straight down. Ostuni Minuzzi takes it on the knee. Lana Brosso wanted to get over and challenge there, but this is Italy on the attack. Sara Seye, leading trailfinders. It's away again from the youngster Bitonci, one of the 2 19-year-olds in the side. But again, Italy just succumbing to the handling error.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they got a very good bit of possession, but unfortunately, a good couple of phases of play, but then they get the mistake. We'll have to go again from here. French are strong in that defence. Italy will be looking to want to get back in the scrum, because obviously the first scrum they had there, France was very strong, won it well. Both teams are very strong in the scrum.
Crouch!
French front row is the one that's just shading the weight, or rather a little heavier on the weight and the pack weight overall. And there's not much movement in there. Sarah Cox encouraging the use of the ball quickly. In from Marine Ménager. Almost running the same move on the other side of the field. There's the offload game from Vernier, and then it finds Emily Boulard, but Elisa Dinker wants to have a say about that.
No!
Yeah, the time. Quick tap there for Bourdain Sansus.
And she's away.
She's dangerous.
Straight into that 22. Wanting to keep the tempo high, wanting to make a real statement in Parma this afternoon, the French. Vernier.
French have loaded up there on the right-hand side.
Kalfawi. Oh, it's a lovely offload from Kalfawi. One prop to another, on for Brosso. Getting closer. They've got numbers to the right here if France can use it, but Bourdain Sansus is indicating it'll be to the left side they're going to go, and it's back in the hands of Kalfawi. Marine Ménager loitering down on the left-hand touchline. Vernier on the crash ball. Blocking, says the referee. They got that one wrong.
There's a good, strong position here for France, looking to go through the forwards here. Oh yeah, definite obstruction there.
Yeah, Vernier just getting herself in front.
Maybe it was definitely on to go out wide there, because Ménager was out there. Thought they were going to go for a crossfield kick.
Yeah.
Chance for Ostuni Minuzzi to clear this one to touch. Speaking of the Italian kicking, you were having a little look at them in the warm-up, weren't you, Donna? But there were a few that went awry from Michaela Sillering.
Yeah, I was watching her in the warm-up and watched with 5, and she only slotted 2.
Up against, of course, the French, who have Bourgeois, who is right up there around the 90% mark in terms of accuracy. It's not the greatest clearance from Italy. It is there.
Italy.
Throw in at the line-out from the penalty.
Yeah, that's it. Fab, thank you.
Vittoria Vicchini. Down off the top. Bitonci. Through the centres. Oh, now that looked very upright.
Very high.
Sarah Cox was right on the spot.
Around the chest at the moment, Dan.
Well down.
Step. Use it.
Definitely be coming back for that one.
Ball was out.
Into the air it goes. The whistles continue. That's the follow-up tackle from Dinker on Arbez. Bourdain Sansus was scragged.
Return to your feet. She comes
now
through
we've
the
got
middle
a penalty going the way of the French.
Oh.
Sylvia Tirani.
Return to your feet.
Just crabbing a couple of metres on the floor.
I'll come to you. So, time off. Okay, Dan, we're going to check the actions of 5 France.
Wow. You suspected it might happen, Donna, and it looks like Sarah Cox is going to be called into action here.
Yeah, it certainly looked very, very high. Looked like a shoulder in the face, but it'd be really interesting to see the replay here. But she definitely needs to get lower in those tackles, no doubt. I think this might be, could be a red card.
Oh, we will see.
Just to let you know, we've only got us on the screen at the moment.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Well, Madisou Fall-Raclos is
It's high, she could be lower.
a pretty stern tackler.
So we'll send this off
She's
for a bumper review,
averaged
yeah.
over 15
Okay,
a game
Dan,
so
I
far
have a
in the
decision.
championship. She is defensively very sound.
So back to me. So we do have head contact. We do have foul play. It meets that yellow card threshold. So we'll send it to an off-field review. Yep.
Agreed.
Did you say that was number 5?
5 white.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like this one is going to go to our foul play review officer.
Number 5.
It's the yellow card and the bunker. So at least 10 minutes for Madisou Fall-Raclos. Will it end up being any more than that? Certainly in the eyes of Donna Kennedy.
Yeah.
It may well be. But in the meantime, we will come back then for that penalty. It will not be the one awarded to France after Sylvia Terrani's transgression. It will be Ostuni Manuzzi's chance to take a few metres upfield.
On the line. Yeah. Now you're on the mark.
Fachini going long. Giordano wasn't able to gather it, but it has gone backwards, says the referee. Ranicini taking it on. In for the skipper, Giordano. Bitonci. Oh, it was just knocked on the floor again.
That was off a foot. The second one, it's rolled
just
forward.
The sorts of things that Italy can ill afford.
Yeah, it's just these silly little mistakes in key positions of the field. You don't want to be losing possession here, especially against France, to give them the opportunity.
Crouch!
The French pack, a little lighter without the presence of Fall-Raclos.
Set!
Bourdon-Sansus pulling away to the left side. Théani Faleau.
Wait, yeah, wait.
Chip over from Arbez. Ostuni Manuzzi got there and safely able to take it. Grise with the tackle. Bitonci. Idea. Into the middle. Carry from Fachini. Now it's downfield, just a little hesitation under it momentarily from Bourgeois. Oh, and then the bounce is cruel behind Medea, who couldn't take it first time. And it's going to end up being the Italian line-out just outside the 22.
Yeah, Italy just seemed to start making territory, and then the little mistakes, then they're pushed back down at their own 22.
Chance for them to try and get out once again. Very keen to look for that offload game.
Tackle!
Offload game works when the right people are there to support it and if everyone's on the same page, but forcing it sometimes can be the issue. The missed pass finds Sillery. Haven't seen too much of Sara Menini so far. Seye.
Wait.
Bitonci.
Use it! Taken back.
The call is that it's been taken back and that's gone out on the full. Or has it? Well, I thought it was going to drift all the way, but the French ended up getting a hand on it
It's not yours.
before it went into touch.
Yep, blue ball.
And the Italians are going to end up benefiting with the line-out.
Yeah, the first mistake we've really seen there. I mean, that indecision there on the line, they really should have just let that one go. Another chance for the Italians with a big set piece. Still in their own territory, though. They really need to start getting up and into that French 22.
Oh, no.
No, go again.
We're going line out again.
Right, let's get you set up on the mark. Let's go, please. Let's go. You stay on your mark, please.
It's interesting
Wait until
that
the ball
because
comes in.
the Italians seem to be playing quite tight. Mejenet, she got 2 tackles in a row there, which led to that line out.
Well, that was loose from Bitonci. Sorry, Donna, we'll come back to you in a moment. It is Manini who then just does the tidy up work. Another couple of big hits.
Tackle!
Serafino Kamba involved that time. Bitonci, Medea, just a little
Wait,
deeper.
wait, stop.
Wanting to put the pressure on Grise and Bourgeois in that backfield. It's the fullback who takes it. Muzzo with the follow-up, and then it's gone forwards. And Sillery is there for Italy. It's a little messy. And it'll be an Italian scrum. Bit by bit, they are making their way upfield.
They are. I'm just saying that they have to get into this French
On
half.
your line out, you set the gap. She's getting confused.
They're just playing too much of the rugby in their own
You
half.
set the gap, like we said in there.
They're playing too tight in
That's it, that's why we're
my
getting
view.
confused.
They need to get it a bit wider.
No, it's okay.
The
It's
French
no
have got them on that defence. Need to sort of try and challenge that French defence out wider.
Crouch. Binds. Set.
Giordano with the pick. Bitonci, Manini. Does well to stay on her feet. Gives the Italians the gain line success they were after. Ostuni Minuzzi, see the transfer into the right mitt. Thinking about the little offload. Fedrighi, 60-second cap for the second row. Ball back inside for Ranuccini. Oh, but it's penalty time. The French got right over that, and it's Feleau doing the captain's work.
Yeah, they just need to get a bit quicker to the ball there. I didn't think it was on for the inside. They should have gone outside. They just need to actually start looking up and seeing where these gaps are. They still seem to be playing too tight. Less kicking. You know, they're not playing as much kicking as they did against Scotland
Time off.
last week. They need to get some territory.
Yep.
So I think we're going to get the
just quickly,
bunker review
the bunker
verdict
decision.
here.
Just quickly, the bunker decision. Captain,
Let's just listen in.
the bunker decision is that the yellow card stays a yellow card, okay? It's not a high degree of danger, all right? We'll set you up for the line-up.
So the French will be relieved that, there we are. Marie-Sophie Raclot, degree of danger not high, confirmed on screen. She will be able to rejoin us in just a few minutes.
Time on.
Yeah, she'll certainly be relief with that one.
No compete.
Down off the top from Okamba, not the straightest, but the referee saying that the Italians didn't compete, so therefore no need to blow it as not straight.
Ball's here.
Baudon Sansus looks at the option for Brosseau. She's carried well
Take
so
it
far,
back.
the Luced.
Wait here.
Arbez looking at that diagonal in behind Medea, who's done well to get back and take it on the full. Oh, back in field, that was
All back
not the
first.
cleanest for Ranuccini. Went backwards. It's better footwork in the close areas. Open side, getting them out of trouble, and then
Here we,
Bitonci.
that's a very good option. Get the chase on.
Follow-up is decent as well.
No.
Bigot into the tackle of Seye. Clear out's good enough to have got rid of Valeria Fedrighi. Oh, now pumped back.
Left foot.
Pressure is on France here, just
Wait, yeah,
outside
stop,
their
stop, stop.
22. And that, I think, has kissed the whitewash on the full. So we're going to
Outside,
come
yeah.
back. And the Italy pressure telling well.
Yeah, Bogdan Sanchez wouldn't be pleased with that pass. And then Italy get the pressure on. But for me, they should have put more pressure on there. They seemed to stop. They should have been really on that ball at that point there. But they've still got a good position here with the line out.
Silvia Tirani just getting a contact lens, is it? Bit of treatment.
So this is where Italy need to settle down now, because this is the furthest into the French territory they've been. So they need to come away with something here.
Come on.
Italy, who have actually made more attacking entries into the 22 than France over the course of the championship, just by a single entry, but they are ahead on that stat coming into this one. More line breaks as well, which you might not expect given their relative positions in the Guinness Women's Six Nations table, but they're looking to just keep this one up the jumper to begin with. And they managed to shear away and get some good go forward.
Once!
Bitonci breaks with it, wants to set it up from one under-20s player to another to Mannini, and it's still here for Italy. Short ball for Giordano. Italy are all swarmed close to the ball at the minute. Very little back line, but they have now peeled away and given it a bit more width just out of your shot. But they are picking and going, and cries of Italia, Italia ring around the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi, and they've got themselves a penalty advantage going against Romain Ménager.
They've got numbers out wide here. Here we go for the kick.
Crossfield kick for Muzzo, not able to take it. They knew they were under penalty advantage as Medea sends across the crossfield kick. And we will come back for the penalty.
I really think that should have come on one phase quicker. The space was definitely there.
Just wasn't quite rated enough, was it? It was always running away from Aramuzzo. 53rd cap for the Villorba winger. Already got a couple of tries in the championship. She'd have loved a third there, but Italy now, they've won the last couple of line-outs, but it has looked a little on the end of the fingertips for Elisa Giordano, so they really want to get it right in this area. And they're going to Fadrighi at the front, the safer option. And now they will engage. They will have taken heart from the previous maul, but the French have got some good counter drive on that. But now it's going forward with the Italians. Bitonci having a look to try and get there. They go for the line, and Italy have their try.
Wow. First visit to the 22 and the score. They definitely needed to get something when they were up there, and they did. That was a wonderful try.
Well, the writing was on the wall from the previous line-out, wasn't it? They knew that that drive was going to be strong. They knew they had the opportunity. And they have certainly made the French in discipline from the subsequent attack pay. And Vittoria Vecchini has got Italy onto the board. Michaela Sillery, she will be wary of the shot clock after last week. She struck that one with a bit more of the success rate than she was showing pre-game, Donna.
Definitely more success rate in the warm-up.
Well, we're all square in Parma, 18 minutes on the clock as Fabio Roselli watches on. And France, having been down to 14, have conceded, but they are back up to full strength. Madou Soufal coming onto the field. Interesting chatting to a couple of the players here in Parma before the match, speaking to the Italians. They are very much appreciating life under Fabio Roselli. A real rugby man, they say. That might settle a few of the Italian nerves, and Mannini, again, well, she's gone for the offload from the floor there. Needs to be careful, it has to be immediate if you're falling to ground.
Just a knock on.
Bitonci then.
Knock-on advantages there.
Settling in nicely. Made her debut in round 1 against England. And that's another little bit of a mess from Boulard. And Grise is over there.
Hands away.
Or was it Arbez, I think? They're back in. Bourdon Sansus. Bourgeois stepping in at first receiver. Brosseau. Medea desperate to try and get back in and have another go at that ball. Bigot has met the shoulder of Saraseye there. Don't know whether that might end up being one to look at, but in the meantime, we continue. Dan Jones, our TMO. The juggle from Dinka. She loves a counter-attack run. Into Vernier. Bitonci. Fedrighi. Formerly, of course, of Stade Toulousain, teammate of the likes of Bourdon Sansus, Charlotte Escudero and Lina Kewa, who are on the bench for France this afternoon. Almost a little harsh on Escudero. Of course, if you are able to bring back the might of Romain Ménager into your back row, well, someone might have to be the full goal. But Mutso coming in off the right wing, looking to try and make it happen, but straight into the nuggety
Manini.
Gabrielle Vernier.
Right here.
Giordano. You can see that the Italians are sensing that there's one or two defenders either side of the ruck.
Fine. He's in the pass.
Or perhaps
Number 3 must
worth
roll.
attacking. They've got themselves another penalty.
Yeah, and it's interesting what we've got playing here, because France were looking to go through the
4
hands.
is good.
Italy
3.
was shutting them down. Then they opted for the kick. And then we seem to be playing in this middle of the pitch. Both teams seem to be just concentrated middle here. They need to mix it up a bit. Both of these teams are known for being the best offloaders in the Six Nations, and we're not seeing a huge amount of that at the moment.
Elisa Giordano had a bit of a spell out with injury over a year ago, and has been back as a mainstay in the team as the skipper. She talked after the match against Scotland, the win in Edinburgh. It was Fabio Roselli's birthday. She said, if we play like that, maybe he should have a birthday every week.
Okay, we all good? Yeah? No, thank you. Thank you. No, thank you.
Just another look at the yellow card incident.
Time's going on.
Saw Madusu foul Raclo take 10 minutes in the bin. But we are back up to 15 against 15. And Ostuni Manuzzi.
Guys, we still got water on. Just wait a second.
She's taken the kick before I think we were ready to go. So just in terms of where Italy have been at the minute,
That's okay. Don't worry.
71% of the possession in the last 10 minutes is certainly telling a bit of a story.
It certainly is. You know, they've got a lot of the ball, but they're not doing much with it, and that's why I'm saying they're playing in this middle part of the pitch, and that need to convert that possession.
Fortunately for Vittorio Ostuni Manuzzi, the first attempt before Sarah Cox was ready got them some decent meterage. Then when she was, it's gone off the outside of the boot, and it's only given them about 11 metres from where the kick was. But catch and drive is effective, and it's proven to be so a couple of times, and they've got themselves another penalty out of the French defence. Giordano looking to try and keep it going.
So more, she's hit the front.
A very, very strong set-up in the maul here from Italy.
Hendry, just going backwards.
Manon Bigot, a player who has been pinged, coming in at the side.
Entry.
So Ostuni Manuzzi is coming to step up and take this one. In fact, it's going to be Medea this time, perhaps having seen the last effort. And into the 22 they will come.
I think we'll see another catch and drive here in this position for them. But I would like to see them mix up a wee bit. I'd like to see them get out the hands into the backs here and have a go out wide.
Backline certainly don't look like they're going to be receiving this anytime soon, and indeed it's more of the same from the Italians. It's gone to ground now, and it's another advantage, and well, the defence of these mauls, they're transgression in doing so, France will also start to raise questions in the referee, Sarah Cox, about giving away penalties during key attacks, particularly in this area. And it's still beginning to move forward. Bitonci, though, with the chance to strike, to go herself, needed the support on the inside. It just wasn't there.
Your hands are on the floor. Wait.
Say it. It's pick and go time for the home side, looking to try and get themselves in front. Driving towards the line. There it is once more. Going for the line. Not quite there.
Hands up.
Ranicini has a look, then goes herself. Sarah Cox is having a good old look.
Held up.
And the decision is that it's held up.
Go back for the advantage. Number 2.
It was Tirani, I think, who went for it.
Yeah, and that's a shame because they've had some really good possession here. I really felt that if they'd got that ball out a little bit wider sooner, then they could have been over the whitewashing in for another try. Oh, and they've got the penalty. Got another chance.
It's twice for your number 2 doing something side entry and pulling that down, okay?
In from Bikini. The Italians know what they've got to do here, and they smuggle it back into the hands of the hooker. It's sideways more than forwards at the minute, and that has led to Sarah Cox saying that without the go forward, you've got to make the call. Bitonci goes. Medea comes in to get hold of it. Ranicini is there. Pick and go from the open side. Allows Bitonci back to her feet, and they go over to the right-hand side. Not quite able to get over the top of that in the way Vernier might have wanted to thwart the attack. Italy so close to this second try. Bitonci again, now the possible width through Medea, and away for Aramuzzo! A third try of the Six Nations for Aramuzzo, but a key one after the first quarter of the match to put Italy in front in this one for the first time in Parma.
That was a great time to sustain pressure from Italy, went through the phases, and eventually, as I said earlier, they get that out to that back line and they've scored. It's a great try.
Thanks, mate.
For Italy to go ahead here.
Lovely release from Mannini.
Yeah, she just had to walk over the line.
Sillery, 2 from 2. And the Italians lead by 14 points to 7. Plenty of people, Donna, wondering about the selection of this Italy team, with Bitonci coming in, with Stefan on the bench, and then with Mannini as well, these two 19-year-olds for the visit of this strong French side. But he has got a bit of an eye on the strength of the bench that he's going to need a little later on, Fabio Roselli, knowing that this French have gone with a 6-2 split on the bench as well.
Yeah, you can never rely on just 15 players. And leading up to the World Cup, you need to get these youngsters in the game.
But it's another handling error on the floor from Italy, and they really need to look after that area of the game. It is, of course, pretty early in the game, but we can just give you a little look at the as it stands, because, well, it would be opening the door for England and the championship before they play a little later. Italy would be securing that third spot, but plenty of time yet to play in this one.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Steady.
Ball is coming back for Feliu. Bourdon-Sansus is given the nod to use it. Arbez, Vernier back for Bourdon-Sansus, and then it's Away for Boulard. Bourgeois joining. Grise on the outside. Can they stop Joanna Grise? Just
No,
about.
hands away, Blue!
Bourdon sans sus then for Marine Manager, who was well down by Giordano.
Advantage. 7 roll.
Penalty advantage though, as Ranuccini is caught not rolling away. So the French have a free shot here.
No, no.
Offload off the top for Brosseau. That was cute. Bourdon sans sus. Kalfawi. Is she going to look to try and keep that alive from that position? Not in the cluster of bodies. Foul Raclot goes so close. Bourdon sans sus wants quick ball. She was well swallowed up.
Tackle!
Still under this penalty advantage. And the French continue to come, reaching for the line.
No, short.
Short is the call. Bourdon sans sus again, the missed pass. Bourgeois will score. And France have their second. The relentless white wave sees them over for try number 2.
Yeah, that was a good sustained pressure from France. They really had to get the a try on the board there to answer to the good pressure that Italy have put on them recently. That's the worry when Italy's making the mistakes, they're allowing France to get back into the game. And these are the things you can't allow France back in the game like this.
Pressure from Dinker running off the line, and I just wonder what that did to dead-eye Morgane Bourgeois, because it's just seen her push it just to the right, and off the woodwork it comes. So France not able to make it the full 7, and Italy might thank Elisa Dinker for that.
Yeah, you don't see it too many times, but it does make a difference.
Cool. Can you also do me a favour and just keep that stability as well?
Just got squeezed,
Yes,
didn't
please.
she?
Yeah.
Medea goes down the middle.
Inside. Wait, stop!
Arbez
Stop!
with the clearance.
Stop!
Bigot was well warned by Sarah Cox. Oh, now a lovely threaded line from Astuni Minuzzi. Might have thought about getting that away. Didn't opt for the pass to Giordana Duca. Seye. Twists and turns through the contact. Bertonci for Medea. Sophia Stefan on the bench. Experienced campaigner. Worrying for Italy.
Yeah.
They have Sara Manini down on the floor. Wonder if she might have turned an ankle. They do, of course, have the Maverick Bea Rigoni on the bench. Italy still ploughing this short side. Infield it goes. Beatrice Veronesi.
Oh, nice pick up there. Veronesi, nice pick up from the base.
No, hands away!
Penalty
There were 2
Italy.
people. 1, 2. Roll first.
Lovely awareness
Yeah,
from
no problem.
Veronesi, just
And
to pick the
Tomas is
ball
gonna
up there, to go through. She's not tackled, release the ball, and away she goes.
Time's off.
Time is off as Italy await a bit of attention. There is a fair amount of elastoplast going on to the boot of Sara Manini, who no doubt on the occasion of her 7th cap would not like to have to leave the field, the inside centre. That's a little look at the discipline factor, as France have given away 7 to Italy's 2.
Yeah, and that's what allowed Italy, this has allowed Italy into the game. France need to claw back in these discipline issues.
Time on.
Medea to put them as far into the corner as possible. Just keeping an eye on Manini, who is trying to walk off the pain in that left ankle. Just wonder how long she's going to be able to do that, or whether the Italians are going to have to call on Bea Rigoni a little earlier than they might have liked. Manini started well. Catch and drive, though, in the meantime. Italy looking to thunder towards that French line for a third
Down
time.
by Blue! Blue has taken that down. Then the French play falls
Judged
over.
that the Italians bring it down,
Wait.
as you hear from the referee. But this is the Azzurre, camped on the French line once again, driving close. Options to the right, looking for the line, held up that time. Can they get it recycled?
Come on, drop out.
No, they can't. And the goal line dropout is going to see Pauline Bourdon-Sansus, the meerkat she is, looking for something, looking to see where she can get that quick advantage. She's going to take her time.
I just still think Italy needs to use their backs more, because I know they've got the strength in the forwards to keep going at line, but with this new law that when you're held up, it's a 22 kick out, you're as well to make sure you're trying to go along the back line.
Medea for Bitonci. Rannicini, who's having a really good game. Lisa Rannicini, just 13th cap. Sillery, just scragged by Romain Ménager. Tirani spent a fair amount of time in the English Premiership leagues. Medea, oh, looks for the little midfield chip. Bourdon-Sansus read it brilliantly, and the French 9 is on a run around the outside and puts it on the peg, but she's kicked it out on the full
We're still alive.
in the exuberant nature of trying to counter-attack.
Just before that kick there, it did look like the Italians were running out. The shape looked to have gone, so it looked like she thought the only option was going to be the kick. But if it worked, it would be a very clever kick.
You can see the usage of the Italian line out there, 10-1, and they have been using it to great effect in terms of the catch and drive. And the French, no doubt in this little huddle, will be thinking about the discipline. Those 7 penalties conceded to 2, and a number of them building up inside that 22.
Okay. Water off. Water off. It's too late. Off you go. Water off. Oh.
Yeah, seeing that again, it looked like they did shape up for it, Nick, but the kick looked like a little bit too far there.
Come.
Well, look at the number of tackles that the French are being forced to make, over double. Such have been the periods of possession that the Italians have had. And that's another decent line out. Giordano taking that one well. Rannicini has just stood off this maul.
Once.
And they're going to have to use it. They're going to dummy that right side and go to the left, and Medea puts it on the left boot. Muzzo giving chase, and the tackle onto Bourdon-Sansus. Oh, and it's a penalty going the way of the Italians, who have followed up superbly.
This is superb pressure, very good play here. Going for opting for the blind side, lovely little kick through. Bourdon-Sansus did very well there to get down on it. And just was no support there for her. Got called for holding on, penalty to Italy.
Combination of Medea and Tirani. Well, Italy with another chance with 5 minutes till the half-time whistle. Brought down from Duca. And now they come round at real speed towards that French line. Have they got it grounded? Oh my goodness me.
Held up.
Gabby Vernier and Tayani Felayou have somehow stopped that Italian charge. Remarkable defence.
That was outstanding defence by the French. It looked like Italy were coming up there like a truck.
Let's have another little look.
Yeah, very, very fast there. It's like a steam train coming through.
Tayani Felayou, first one underneath it. They largely charged into the French number 8. Now that, where is Rannicini off to? Started to head once and then the other way. Tackle by the French captain, Madia. Oh, she fancies coming a different way. Not too many doors open this side of the field, and she's just met Marine Ménager, who was happy to get into a wrestle.
Wait!
Tirani.
Tackle!
Trying to get that leg drive going, the Harlequin.
Use it!
Bitonci. Arbez did well. Italians have got their tails up here. Brosso.
Tackle!
Saraseye putting the pressure on. Prop on prop.
Use it!
Bourdon-Sansus given the hurry up. Arbez. Straight down for Ostuni Minuzzi. Italian fullback takes it. Now looks for room, charging it. Falraclo, but big second row did superbly. Madia Muzzo was well swarmed. Serafino Kamba, French open side, was right in position and waiting for the diminutive Italian, and then the ball pops up, but
You're on the floor, you've played the ball.
Sarah Cox penalising the French.
On the floor. I call tackle.
Assistant referee has put the flag up despite the best efforts of Joanna Grise.
So another Italian line out here. Wouldn't it be nice for them to get at half-time with another score on the board? Yeah, just getting called there for playing it on the ground.
Taken at the back.
Advantage?
Well done. Just
Out.
yeah, taken down,
I'm gonna
penalty.
cross.
Madia into the corner. And the Italians know they've got a minute and a half on the clock here.
Yeah, penalty there. You can't touch it in there. Puts Italy in a good prime time position here. It's interesting to see the line of stats. I think they're 100% at the moment for
Penalty
Italy.
count is high against you.
This is Italy's 14th line-out of the first half. Remarkable stat. But if they found a way to try and attack this French side, and it ain't broke.
Don't fix it. Yeah, it's definitely working for them. I just wonder how long they can sustain this.
Milana Brosso just getting some attention. Still haven't seen the return of Anaël de A, who was pretty close to being back with us, but yet to appear in a Six Nations squad.
Okay. Okay.
Brosso's been going well. Got the likes of Ambre Wayembe behind her on the bench.
Arms on.
Down from Duca. Seye with the ball under the arm.
They more.
And Vakini then engaging. They haven't managed to get the ball down without it being held up at the last two attempts.
Penalty advantage.
There's a penalty advantage now being played. Can they get enough of those French bodies out of the way, or can they get the try?
Okay, 2 seconds.
Was there a loss of control?
Dan, I'm going to come up to you. What? Anything here? Yeah. Dan, I'm going to come up to you. So my on-field decision try, I have a ground in, but what I want to make sure is that the lead up to that, she doesn't drop the ball.
Yeah, on field is try, just checking if she doesn't drop it.
Yes,
Stand by.
please.
So clearly the question is just about whether Silvia Tirani, was it, who tried to get the ball down, has done so cleanly. They were under penalty advantage. So let's see if Dan Jones can get the angle we need from that far side. Not sure how much we're going to learn from this angle. Let's have a look. Now, Was there a loss of control in there? It certainly bobbles about a fair bit. This might tell us.
Ooh, that's... Oh, I'd say it's lost there. Oh.
It's whether there's any separation, isn't there? The on-field decision is try.
Can't see it.
I'm going to have to rock and roll this one a little more slowly. That looks like a loss of control.
We're just seeing if there's separation. Bear with us, because legs are in the way.
Yeah, no problem at all, mate. Take your time. We also can't see much on the screen here, so no problem at all.
A fingertips look to be on it, but I'd be surprised if it's called for a try.
We got one more angle. Bear with us. Nothing clear so far.
It's all about the power of the pinky.
It is.
We have to have a clear and obvious call
It
of
bounces.
separation. The bounce obviously makes it look a little looser, doesn't it?
It does.
But the fact that the on-field decision has been called try, they need something convincing to overrule Sarah Cox's initial look.
Coxie, I have a decision for you.
Yeah, no problem. Back to me.
We have nothing to overrule your on-field decision. There is no clear separation, so you may stick with your try.
Third try for Italy. Silvia Tirani, by the power of the pinky, has given them their third score. Arms aloft in the crowd, as well they might be. And a disconsolate look on the face of Gael Mignot. Conversion to come from Michaela Sillery, but how about that?
Absolutely amazing. This is just a great position for Italy to be in here. They've taken their opportunities in the 22 and they're scoring these lovely tries here. Good position to be in going into half-time.
2 from Sillery. She got one from a similar position after the last score. How they would love to extend beyond a converted try going into this break. Sillery might have just given it the perfect nudge, and indeed she has, and allowed the clock to just tick down.
That's it.
And it will lead to Sarah Cox blowing the whistle for half-time. Well, Italy have found a way to get into this French team through that catch and drive maul, which has been proving so effective over that first half, forcing the French into double figures in terms of penalties conceded. 3 tries on the board. Bacchini, Muzzo, Tirani, and Italy lead in Parma by 21 points to 12 at half-time. Yeah, I've got a few points for you. Your tone and your attack and all that's great, really good. Sometimes when I'm on lead and you've seen something, you're going, well, just take the mic out. It'll just stop it coming through. If you're likely to do that, just take the mic away. Sometimes when it's been open in the middle, that's fine, but you're not looking at me at all. So you're just out there and then you're seeing. So you've got no idea if I'm actually leaving room for you or not. So try and remember we're both here together. It is now, yeah. Thank you. We probably need a lot more for you on the replays. You're watching them, but we're not hearing them. So what you can bring the audience is the skill set that's involved. Where have they transferred the ball? How has she used their footwork? What have they done for that moment? So as that replay is coming round, if we've just seen someone try and score, or we've seen a big hit,
more. No, short. What? Comes on. Say more. Entry 4. Penalty advantage, 4 entry. Okay, 2 seconds. Advantage, 4 entry. Penalty advantage, 4 entry. Okay, 2 seconds. Penalty advantage, 4 entry. Okay, 2 seconds. Penalty advantage, 4 entry. Okay, 2 seconds.
12 points the difference between the two sides in Parma at half-time then, as Italy went in 3 tries to 2 to the good. Welcome back to the second half. My name's Nick Heath, alongside me, most capped Scottish international Donna Kennedy. And well, Donna, it was very much the story of the catch and drive for Italy in that first 40.
Yeah, it certainly was. And I think Italy, hopefully they can sustain this for the second half as well. But I suspect France, watching them after the last try that Italy scored, gathering together because they will come back.
Oh, we are nearly ready to go. It was 2022, the September, incidentally, in Biella, when Italy last managed to get the better of France. But you have to go back to 2019 if you're talking Guinness Women's Six Nations. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because 40 minutes are still yet to play. Sarah Cox. They were out a little early, ready to get going, but we can now. Veronica Medea sends it up for Marine Menegé to gather. And she charges into Silvia Turani, the scorer of that try at the end of the first half, by a very fingertip. But it's Ilana Brosseau who comes flying out. It was
It's a good strip.
Ripped in the tackle.
Strip forwards and then 6 is offside.
But then it just accidentally ended up into Veronese, which will result in an offside penalty.
Yeah, very, very good carry here. Oh, a lovely strip, but unfortunately.
Just another little look at the table as it stands. Italy would love to get another try on the board and consider victory with the bonus point. France, who are currently on 14, and with that point behind England, they would not want to be in a situation where by the end of today the championship could be out of reach. Plenty to play for, of course, across round 4, as Manon Bigot keeps the ball under the arm, and the French opt to give the Italians a little taste of their own medicine. Madou Soufal-Raclo with the carry. Bourdon Sansus, Okamba. Don't often see too much of Seraphine Okamba. Ball in hand.
You're not supporting your own body weight, your hands are on the floor as well.
It's another penalty against the Italians. Veronese, they were pretty good on the penalty count first half, just 2 as they went into the sheds.
Oh, I thought that was a bit harsh there. She was actually supporting her own body weight. Interesting that France are opting for the points here.
Well, and Morgane Bourgeois has slotted 5 penalties over the course of the championship. Only France and Scotland, incidentally, have taken penalty kicks at goal, or scored any, this championship out of everybody. Bourgeois then to take 3 points for France, which to a kicker of her quality is meat and drink. But it is interesting, the French looking to use that game management, use that tool against teams that may be indisciplined. And well, it is a warning shot to anybody that's facing the French over the course of the next few months that they have that in their arsenal. 21-15. Medea. Coming down for Menegé. Bourdon Sansus.
Taken back.
Arbez.
Wait. Atta!
Splitting Muzzo and Ostuni Minuzzi. It's the winger who got her hands on it. She's looking to try and find and thread a way through, but French shut the door. Veronese. Oh, another pick and go. Fedrighi. Bitonci. Hasn't the young 19-year-old scrum half played well? Adapting to life at the very top on a 4th cap.
Advantage.
Italy carry again, and they've drawn another penalty out of the French, another high tackle, and it's Manini who had a bit of an ankle knock in that first half, and we thought we might see the last of, but she's
Going backwards,
managed to stay with us at the start of the second half, and It's a penalty to the Italians.
High there, but some really good sustained pressure here from the Italians. Some good pick and go here. Good power through.
French just leaving a couple of defenders short at that ruck, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think that's where Italian are actually starting to come through the middle again here. I think that's what happened in the second half. I thought they were a bit tight, but actually the space is there now.
Romain Ménager back in the lineup.
Come on.
She was coming back to fitness, having had a few months out with concussion. Rather than just give her a bench spot in the Women's Six Nations, they decided to send her to Hong Kong to play sevens. Rather kind offer of getting back to fitness, wasn't it? Rather you than me, Romain Ménager. Anyway, back in the lineup she is now, but back in the 22 come Italy, an area that was proving pretty fruitful over those first 40 minutes. Multiple lineouts won, and it's another one. French opting not to compete as Giordano brings it down, ready to defend. Italy keeping it tight once more, going in search of a fourth try.
Once, yeah, through the middle.
Bitonci has had to go in and go looking for it because the French might defensively have done a
Yep,
decent
she's
job to
straight through the
wrap
middle,
this up.
straight on ball
And
carrier.
Fellaio is doing a good job, but Bitonci gets it away. Italians knew they had to use it, and Rannicini was on hand. Now the pick and go once more.
Hands up! Hands up!
Facchini driving to that left side.
Up.
French defence being asked questions of again here by the Italians. Can they keep their composure here and drive for the line? They've been held up twice, and, well, in fact, interesting tactic there. And defensively, how teams are getting used to this, that while a team might drive at the line, instead of pushing them back against the line, actually drag them over on top of you and make sure it's held up.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier, that sometimes if you've got that power to go for the line, you have to change it up a bit to try and get it a bit wider, because that is a danger, you lose it.
Certainly had a couple lost there when you think about the chances they have scored and that they haven't been able to. There's been plenty on the board for Italy so far. Bitonci looked left, only saw the frame of Valeria Fedrighi. Thought I'd better find my fly half. Dummies the first time. Medea back in for Duca. Duca into Okamba. Then a little more width from Italy and losing it in the contact once more.
Yeah, that's an unwanted knock on there. Just when you've got a bit of sustained pressure,
Five.
she won't be pleased with that. Just got the shoulder in there, knocked the ball out. Yeah, arm across there by Ménager.
So Italy now looking to make a couple of changes. Going to be a change in the second row with Giordana Duca coming off and Sara Tunasi onto the field. And we're also seeing Elisa Rannicini, who had a super game, being replaced by Francesca Corbini. And well, this is the really interesting part of this selection, Donna, because question or two raised with the 19-year-olds being brought into this one, but as we mentioned first half, it gives Italy this strong bench to call on, which has not always been the case.
No, not at all, because you do need, it can't just be a 15-woman game anymore. You have to have a bench that come on and start to make a difference. And it's interesting the selection that Italy made with this, but Bitonci, I think she's been absolutely fantastic. You know, she looks like
Good.
she's had
Okay.
the
7.
60 odd caps rather than the 4 she's got today. She's been amazing.
Putting pressure on one of the best in the world in Pauline
Twelve.
Bourdon-Sansus.
Five. 6.
Not too much movement in that scrum. Scorbini just getting up and having a little look. Arbez for Vernier, then for Marine Ménager. France going route 1. Marine Ménager not held and able to grab a couple of extra meters. Round the corner they come. This is a little bit of a clearer picture from France than we've really seen in attack all game so far. Kalfawi gets the offload away. Feleau. Bigot. Lovely position from Manon Bigot. Bourdon Sansus using a couple of the bigger players at close quarters. Penalty.
Let's go. We're in the way. Good.
Yeah,
Madia
just got herself on the wrong side there. Bit of indiscipline there. Very good carry by Vigeot there. It's a prime position for France. Danger here for Italy.
Italy's record in the Guinness Women's Six Nations, COVID year aside, finished 5th 3 times, got a 4th. They were 2nd in 2019, that year that they had the beating of the French. And a 4th, a 6th, a 5th, a 3rd, a 4th. So they have moved all about the table over the last 10 years or so. While Italy have had an abundance of lineouts, this is just the 3rd from the French. And as a result, Manaye Feleau unable to gather it, but it has been nudged forwards off an Italian hand. And in fact,
thrown across. Right, hang on.
There's a penalty going against Italy here. Sarah Cox just having to...
Looks like jumping across. Yeah.
She's got the steer from her assistant, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has.
Maria Latos and Zoe Nord. Assistants for Sarah Cox today.
Yeah, but it was a good steal by Italy, though, on the line out.
Thrown across, and she's landed dangerously. Landing on someone.
Italy conceded 4 penalties this half, which is already double the amount inside 10 minutes than they conceded through the whole of the first half.
Yeah, here their supporters just let her go. She literally just threw her cross in front. Dangerous play there.
Dangerous for the opposition, dangerous for the player herself. She's still down getting a bit of treatment.
Yeah, she won't be thanking her supporters for that one.
This is Ilana Brosseau. Started all 3 of the WXV matches. No doubt be a key part of that French Rugby World Cup campaign to come. Later in August this year in England.
I think France going for the line here.
Right. Yeah, no, it's okay. Got 10 at penalties.
Manon Bigot, really adept in the loose. They thought they might have Agathe Sochard back by now. Such have been the performances of Manon Bigot. They'll be pretty pleased with how what normally the 3rd choice hooker has been going. She gets the release of the ball away.
It's off feet, leave.
Scorbini ends up falling the wrong side. Bourdon Sansus has a look to the left, then it's to the right. Foul Raclot.
No, leave it. Let go, it's short.
Not able to get it down, but it's not over the line this time. Kalfawi driven backwards. Sara Tunasi putting the shoulder in, and the Italian fans love the effort. Arbez, though, claps the hands and wants it. Marine Ménager unable to hold it. Ball out to the wing. Joanna Grisey to try and finish, but stopped short.
No.
Defensive tackle effort from Ostuni Manizzi was good. Bourdon Sansus, Feleau. Foul Raclot. Unable to get there. French with a little bit more width here. Arbez looking at the options, using the footwork, wrapped up by Dinka. Now they go again into Giordano. Bourdon Sansus checks the options. They now flood to the right. Bourgeois was one of them. It went behind Brosseau. Okamba finding a way. French have lost their shape a little bit again, but you sense they've got the strength and ability to get over from here. Italian defence good up to this point. That's quicker ball. It's Romain Ménager. Oh, it's a penalty to the Italians, and what a defensive set it's proved to be. Outstanding from the Azzurri.
Oh, Nick, I'm nearly off my seat here with that Italian defence. It's amazing. It was tackle after tackle, where France was coming at them and coming again at them. But what outstanding defence from Italy. And Astona Musuzzi here, oh my word. What a tackle. A little bit of help there as well from Manini.
Italians have got themselves just outside the 22 with the penalty kick.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
France
And
will
the
be thinking, what can I do here, you know?
And
Getting into 22, not coming away with the points, and find themselves back in the 22.
Well, the French have gone for the bomb squad change. Elisa Rifano, Ambra Moyembe,
hang
Clara Joya and Charlotte Escudero
Okay,
are
cool.
all
Come on.
onto the field. Giordano down for Bitonci. That's Scorbini. Bit of a collision there with Falraclo. Needs to be careful. She's had a yellow card in the game for a high tackle already. And everyone across the Guinness Women's Six Nations is now a little more up to speed with what happens with the second yellow card.
Use
As
it!
we saw earlier in the championship. Bitonci sending it into the air. Arbez underneath it. Looking for width. Boulard hammers it downfield and puts the hammer down. Is this going to go over the line, though? It is. Ostuni Minuzzi in a little bit of trouble here and on her own. Not done badly.
Use it!
Got to try and play this and get themselves out of this area. Italy, France go back in to get the turnover. It's Gabby Vernier. It's vintage Vernier.
Yeah, absolutely superb there, right down on the ball, and gets her team the penalty there.
The speed of the release and to go back in after the ball from Gabby Vernier. She is absolutely one of the best in the business at it.
Yeah, she definitely got the clamps on there. Yeah, here we go with a kick through. See,
Vernier's 11th tackle of the day to stop them, and now she's on the crash ball. Going in towards the line once more. Around the corner come the subs. Rifano. France looking to get their noses in front with a try and conversion. They go in search of the third. Not quite there at that time, but now under the posts, and they will get the third. Ménager is the scorer. Back into the France starting lineup and back onto the scoreboard. Romain Ménager, 67th cap for the back rower. And this will be a position which is going to allow Bourgeois to add the extras and see the visitors with their noses in front once again. Conversion is good.
very good line out here off the top here. Santos managing a crash ball. And it's just a pick and drive over the line, manages from sustained pressure from France.
Italy 21, France 22. What a game we've got. 25 minutes remaining in Parma. Veronica Madia. Francesca Scorbini on her shoulder. Kicks up.
Side, wait.
And into Arbez, who makes a safe clearance. Just wonder what that score will do now to France's composure and discipline.
But we always know France was going to come back, and this will be the test for Italy to see if they can stay in the game now.
Well, this would be how things look as it stands. France would go to the top of the Guinness Women's Six Nations if they come from this position through to the 80-minute mark. Before, of course, England play a little later in Leicester. As things would stand, they would be in the position 4 from 4.
Turn off.
It's interesting with France because the previous games against Scotland and against Wales, they weren't really in the game in the first half. Scotland and Wales took them really tight, and then it was the French team coming back in the second half, and that's what we're starting to see here.
And there is the familiar of one Beatrice Rigoni, who was alongside Sophia Stefan, ready to come on. French with their noses in front for the first time since Aramuzzo's try in the 25th minute. Such has been the effort of the Italians in Parma this afternoon. Giordano. Turani. Medea wanted it, but French saw that coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What are these second half changes going to do to the complexion of this fixture? Medea.
Yeah, the French are coming up hard there in defence. That was very good by the French off that defensive line.
Mamini was well wrapped up. Medea sending Muzzo down after this one. Bourgeois wrapped up. Stuni Manuzzi trying to get over the top of it, not to great effect. Bourdon Sansus, and it'll be the tip over the top for Marine Ménager to chase. Medea felt she could get away. Just about managed to. Bitonci in for Seye, going low into the tackle of Joya. Clara Joya earning a 48th cap. She continues to show up for the French, but now there's a penalty.
Yeah, a little bit of indiscipline there. They were given good sustained pressure on defence there. There was no need for this. Come off the top here, just not support their own body weight. That's Stega.
It's a pretty relentless strike over the top. It was Ambra Moyembe.
Apologies, it was Rafinha was over the top, not supporting her body weight.
Wondering who. Yeah.
Ménager will continue in the role as co-captain alongside Feleau. Just below us, the Italian replacements are lining up to be made, but Stuni Manuzzi is going to take this one down the field. Of course, we have a couple of sisters on the field today. We've had the Feleaus, with Manaye having now made way, alongside sister Tajani. And we have the Ménager sisters, Roman in the pack, and Marine, who is the co-captain. Will Italy now make those changes? Sophia Stefan replaces Alia Bitonci, who is a really vibrant look to Italy's future. And we also have Sarah Manini, who acquitted herself very well. And Beatrice Rigoni will take her place outside partner Veronica Medea. And we also have Sara Seye, who has been changed, with Gaia Maris coming onto the field. Is this going to be one of those games where the replacements step the game up or bring a little bit of disconnection? Stefan, fancy to go through the hole, and it was on. Nobody at scrum half now. Scorbini will get in and offer a carry. A little bit loose for Medea, but that's quick hands to find Ostuni Manuzzi, who keeps it alive back inside, but it only finds French hands, and they're driven towards the line. And who did the ball come off? The assistant is saying that it should be a French line-out.
Yeah, Stefan with a pick and go here. Sees the gap, steps off her right foot, looking for the inside pass. Support wasn't quite there for her. Oh, and Ménager just taking that little pass.
In from Rifano. A little bit loose. Tajani Feleau will do the tidying up job that was asked of her by Bourdon Sansus. Back in it comes Roman Ménager, well met.
19 offside.
Penalty is going to go against Sarah Tunesi, who was looking to get such a good steal,
19.
an opportunity to make that hit. She'd actually gone over the offside line.
I don't think Ménager was quite expecting this hit, but what a tackle there. Left, driven backwards. She might not have seen that in sevens when she was playing.
Well, they will know each other as clubmates at Montpellier. That was the reason for the smile. Sarah Tinesi playing her rugby in France. Tinesi is one of those who actually tops the offload count for Italy, while she gets a little bit of attention. 6 in the championship so far. But that was all about the defensive effort. And the French fans have had a little bit of a sing-song in the crowd, and it's brought a response from the Italians. And now the French are making a change. Pauline Baudon-Sansus, who has not been brought off the field too often over the course of the Guinness Women's Six Nations, or at least not often this early. Alexandra Chambon, the Grenoble scrum half, will come on and replace her. We still have Léa Champon to call on as well. But this game hanging in the balance as it is. Okamba takes it at the tail. French get some good go forward here. And now they'll play. Through the hole goes Vernier. Gets the offload away. That's lovely. Riffono dummying left and right. She did have Boulard on the shoulder.
Back. Play.
Moyembe on for Ménager. Oh, but she's just given it to Muzzo. Aura Muzzo just in the right place, and Sophia Stefan says we won't play much more rugby in our half, and sends it back down as it bobbles into the French 22. Carla Arbez, with little support, is going to have to clear this, and the net result is an Italian line out on the halfway line.
Wow, this was an absolute lovely steal by Muzzo, just to rip straight out. Ménager wouldn't have been expecting that one.
Italy line out with these changes that have been made. 18th throw at the line out is coming. Romain Ménager just taking a bit of attention. Italy go over the line, straight down from Fedrighi. Mendia. Rigoni.
No.
Playing her rugby at Sale Sharks in England, of course, Beatrice Rigoni. Oh, and they managed to slip the net here, Italy. Ostini Manuzzi putting the pedal down. Stefan with the quick pick, but that was straight into the crowd.
That was a crucial tackle by Arbez there.
Ostini Manuzzi's just feeling the right shoulder. After that hit, Giordano. Stefan gets it away. Scorbini, been such a strong performer over the championship. Was surprised she was on the bench, but it's so that they can call on her on moments like this. And Bea Rigoni nearly got through. Silvia Tirani. Scorbini. Are the French wobbling again in their 22? Italy desperately hopes so.
Tackle.
Stefan. Not too much clarity in the options at that moment, and as it slows down, it presents the opportunity. And those are the fine margins at top international level. If the clarity has dropped for just half a second, well, the French can get in and get a turnover.
This looks lovely on the outside there by Muzzo. Sorry, Ostini Manuzzi. Oh, that was a superb tackle there by Arbez, that tap tackle.
Looking at a little bit of a banana kick effort almost from the far side.
Time off.
That is quite the figure on screen now. Look at that, as the French have been keeping that offload game going. 11 to Italy's 0, but Italy making 538 metres. Extraordinary.
It's astonishing.
Italy have changed Vittoria Vicchini at hooker, bringing on Desiree Spinelli. to earn just a second cap. And Léa Champon is on for France.
Wait.
Fire back from Chambon. Arbez. Mutso. Rigoni pointing to the other corner flag, saying you know where to go. France trying to get the turnover, but Italy have kept it alive. Medea, oh, she's gone for the little dink. Is this going to work? Not quite. Just got caught in two minds, I think.
That was a good tackle by Mejane here. Yeah, looks like it came off the side of her boot there, not where her intended kick, where she wanted it to go.
Hasn't quite had it on a string today, Veronica Medea. So that's how much the French have really dominated that kicking game. More kicks, more distance, more average territory gain. Thanks to our sage insights.
Straight through the middle. Straight through the middle.
The French have got some good go forwards here. 3 tries apiece in Parma. Break from Fal Raclo. Out on her own momentarily. Questions asked around the fringes, but France knock it on. And is this turnover ball that Italy could make some use of? Oh, it's lovely pace from Dinka. Just got on the outside of Marine Manager. Stefan for Rigoni. Rigoni, I think, suggesting there was a high shot. Scorbini. Italy playing in their own half here. Stefan away for Rigoni. Couldn't quite get past Bourgeois. Sold the dummy. But I think we're going back for a high shot. The tackle on Rigoni, drawing the penalty.
Hang on, you said 15 meters in on the 10 metre.
So we're now just wanting to check we've got the right position for this.
Yeah. Got the right. Hey. High tackle.
Rigoni taking on the kicking duties. Had the chance to speak to Bea Rigoni just before the start of the game. Said the weather's nice, slightly better than you get in Salford. She was in firm agreement. France making the change. Carla Arbez leaves the field. Lina Keroy joins us. Tunasi brings it down. Not quite able to get the initial transfer, but then she did, and Fedrighi takes it on. Stefan, Tunasi in the loose that time, having done the work at the line out. Stefan pops it on. It was a high one to take, but Gaia Maurice did well. Wasn't held. Rigoni's done well under a bunch of pressure, but Italy are slightly going backwards in possession here. Tunasi.
Tunasi's been working lots of involvement since she's come on the pitch.
Aerial kick did not make too many metres, but it was knocked forwards off a French hand first. But Italy will be concerned because Sarah Tunasi has just had to pause. Bit of magic spray on the left-hand ankle, but that's how things stand. France in front and taking all 4 points as it stands to go top of the Guinness Women's Six Nations table with 18, England 15 and Italy 6 before, of course, England play Scotland at Leicester later on this afternoon.
Well, we can just see here the high kick, not being able to take it. Nothing worse than that bobbling ball on the floor. Someone needs to get down in it.
Well, a reminder that these two will face each other in Pool D at the Rugby World Cup. 23rd of August in Exeter is when these two will meet again. Given the strength of today's contest, what a mouth-watering one that will be. in the biggest ever Rugby World Cup for women there has been.
Okay.
Chinesi then. Limping back into position, but she has made a very strong stuff and will not want to leave the field with a game like this against the French, as close as it is. Just another little look at the power of that Italian maul earlier in the day.
Bind! Set!
Muzzo and Medea directly behind this one. Stefan is going to play herself, and then it's Rigoni. France getting over to try and rip the steal. Not quite rewarded. Chinesi. Big collision. Romain Ménager giving absolutely everything on her clubmate. There's a real duel going on between those two. It was super quick hands from Medea. They couldn't quite keep it alive down that right side as Rigoni tries to do so. Create some space for Dinka. The demon finisher, Elisa Dinka. And then it's Escudero as the French have managed to wrestle possession away. And now they're under penalty advantage, the Italians, as the French have a chance to play from here.
Croc roll.
There's a croc roll in the clear out.
Number
in an
13,
area on
croc
safety
roll.
against Sillery.
You see, Ménager was up quick here. She came shooting out the line.
It was Sillery who just made the effort to make the clear out. And it will be penalised. Nobody is sitting comfortably in the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi.
Contest, back by one.
Not controlled in the line-out, but it does come back for the French. Feleau.
Wait.
Chambon. Just found the hands of Marine Ménager. Slightly high tackle. And Sarah Cox does agree.
Stop.
Yeah, this is where Italy need to watch for their discipline here. This is prime time prison for France. And they go for the kick.
Well, there is another little addition to the conversation we were having earlier about this game management from France, about having a weapon like Morgane Bourgeois in the side. Guinness Women's Six Nations top point scorer coming into this one. She's the top point scorer in the Elite 1 by some distance as well this season, 190. Second placed Audrey Abadi only has 86. So this is Bourgeois to extend the French lead to 4 points. Fades past the right-hand upright. And that is what a tight scoreboard can do to a classy kicker.
Yeah, she won't be pleased with that one.
There remains a point in it. 10 minutes remaining of the match. Italy 21, France 22. Beatrice Rigoni. Chambon controls. France looking to make one last change with Axel Bertunieu waiting to come on. Kewa. Down for Muzzo. Took it well. Not much on initially. Where's she off to? She's been well nailed in the end by Madisou Felraclo. Has knocked herself a little in that one. A little bit of a hospital pass from Veronese to Rigoni. Italy keeping ball in hand.
Use it!
Stefan encouraged to use. Plenty in the backfield for the French. Kewa.
Was that a good kick by Stefan for Dinka to run onto?
Rifano. Tip from Escudero, ball back inside, the French offload game working again. Oh, but the rip in the tackle was superb. And Italy have it once more as Silvia Tirani takes it on. A little bit of a man and ball pass once again, though.
Tackle.
Boulard, I think, was it in there to make the hit. Tirani wanted to just get on the inside of the weaker shoulder of Moyembe. Madia, charge down. Oh, and this could be a chance. Léa Champon. Has that gone forwards, though? Yes, it has.
That was a let-off for Italy there. You see, oh, she pops through. A great tackle by Muzzo there.
Well, Romain Ménager's number is up and is going to be making way. And that change, Axel Berthoumieux just coming onto the field. There is Ménager. And, well, it's great to have a player of her class back on the international stage after the few months out of the game that she has unfortunately had.
Yeah, she's such a class quality player, Ménager. She's been outstanding today as well. Her defensive work's been amazing. She's been coming out of the line at the right time. She's been making a good impact.
Chance to see the tries that have rained in so far. And that was the tight one from Silvia Tirani. Right on the stroke of half-time that gave Italy, with the conversion, that 12-point advantage. French have turned that over. And while it's been tight as anything, will be the visitors who are pleased with this second half performance.
Binds! Set!
They're winning the second 40, or 32 we should say, by 10 points to 0. Rigoni, not much on, other than to take it straight forwards. Oh, that's the penalty, that's the turnover.
Quick roll, around the neck and clears her out.
Berthoumieux was in a good position.
Just again there, that ill discipline here.
Sillery again, isn't it, who was done for the crop roll a couple of minutes ago and was then on the neck. Stays down herself, having taken a knock to the face, but has to be better in discipline in terms of those clear-outs.
You can see France on the pitch here, just taking a few moments.
Finding this fourth try hard to come by. But this penalty is going to give Morgane Bourgeois another shot at the sticks. The tee is on. She will hope for a slightly different result to the last effort.
As you said earlier, Nick, the game management of this is going to be very critical. It's such a tight game with 8 minutes to go.
Eleventh Guinness Women's Six Nations for Sarah Cox, and of course she equals the record for the most tests as a female official. Amy Barrett-Theron and Sarah Cox working together to lead the charge, but look at the defensive effort that we have seen from, well, both sides, but 216 tackles made by the French. Extraordinary number.
It's absolutely, it's a number that I think they've been averaging around about 119 per game. When you see that level of stats, it just shows you the amount of work they've had to do and how much the attack and possession that Italy have had.
60% so far for Morgane Bourgeois has been quite off her usual average. But that one, oh, it's another that she's missed. Goodness me. And the French fans may well throw their hands to their faces. Morgane Bourgeois is having an off day. Make no mistake, the French are still in front on the scoreboard. But Italy know what's the deal. They've got to try and get themselves ahead, but look at the work of Marine Ménager. Leg driving. Foul Raclot. The French are waking up in response to those misses from Bourgeois. Ruffonneau just suddenly up the tempo, up the effort. Moyembe driven on from Foul Raclot. Wasn't quite going to find Escudero. It's Léa Champon who was wrapped up. The Italians fancied a little go at that, but the referee has advised them they weren't in a position to do so. Chambon puts it up. Foul Raclot still getting through the meters, getting through the carries. Berthumieux. Kewa. Met Sillery in the tackle. Was slipping down in the process. Nailed in the tackle from Tunisi was Tayani Feleyu. Vernier took it high. Did well to get the ball to ground in the end. Clara Joyeux managing to come through, keep the ball alive. Oh, but it's been knocked forwards by the French in the Italian 22. And the home fans cheer again. Italy have to get themselves to the other end of the field if they're going to make the most of the errors of this French team.
Yeah, just a slight knock on there by Boulard. France are going to start to gather themselves here. Such a tight game, 6 minutes to go.
Okay.
Italy are still in it though.
Not you personally, but you.
Well, they certainly are in a position to get a losing bonus point as things stand. But that will be of absolutely no interest to them. Another contact lens for Tunisi.
A little bit high tackle. AR, okay. So penalty to you, okay, for a high tackle.
Well, we thought we might have had a scrum to Italy here, but it's going to be another penalty, and Michaela Sillery has given another one away. It's a third penalty.
Oh, back you go, please.
Head contact in the tackle. She's had a bit of a shocker second half. Picked out by the TMO, and it's a head-on-head. It didn't need any further. Let's have a look.
Time off. Number 1.
Yeah, she just got caught on the side there. Get flat-footed there.
Italy change. Silvia Tirani leaves the field. Emanuela Stecca coming on.
Time on.
France going in search of the 4th try and the bonus point. But more importantly, to try and spare the blushes in Parma, driving for the line. It's held up. Defensive effort from Italy is strong once more. They've repelled another.
They were bringing everybody. You can see there a good strong drive here. You can see all the backs piling in as well. Oh my word, held up. Got an edge of my seat here, Nick.
We promised you an entertaining afternoon, didn't we?
We certainly did. And Italy and France are definitely giving us that.
Rigoni sends it away. Bourgeois wants the option. Tayani Feleyu will provide it.
Tackle!
Back comes France into the Italy 22. Foul Raclot always on hand. Nearly the rip though. Berthumieux, the option of Chambon and Stéphane. Or was it Veronese just managed to get the number on it?
Tackle!
France having to work so hard against what's been a super Italian defensive performance. Champon, Moyembe, Escudero trying to help drag those extra meters. France have tried to play it. Escudero into Stecca. Turnover opportunity, and it's been well won by Veronese. But the Italians have got a long way to go from here. Scorbini. They will be desperate to secure every ball at every ruck here. Sara Tunisi. That was an arm around the neck from Escudero that the fans have also seen. Stéphane She's going to have to clear this, or is she? Medea from Rigoni. Medea couldn't handle it. It pops up from Marine Ménager, who will score the winner. Heartbreak for Italy. They knew they had to play out of their 22. And in overplaying, Veronica Medea unable to handle it, and Marine Ménager, the 4th try and the bonus point. And sending France, you imagine, away with victory in this. But what a contest it's been, Donna Kennedy.
It certainly has, and France will be relieved with this score here. Again, one of those mistakes again from Italy, where I felt, oh, just needed to hold on to that or clear your lines. It's just unfortunate there. But France will be relieved with that score there.
And some. Bourgeois is back on song. France open up an 8-point lead with 2 minutes on the clock. Fabio Roselli, fairly expressionless at this point. Italy 21, France 29.
Yeah, can you tell me when it's not? No, it's not.
Rigoni with the restart. Oh, has she overdone it? Nope. It will just bounce before it goes into touch. French line out. Well, what an outstanding performance it has been from that French pack. And Madoussou Fall-Raclos, while she may have had 10 minutes in the bin, has got through so much work, particularly in this second half. 12 carries, 53 metres made, 23 tackles, leading that defensive effort, along with the likes of Romain Ménager and Théani Feleou. She is the Guinness Women's Six Nations Player of the Match, Madoussou Fall-Raclos. Well, the number is up for Michaela Sillery as Italy make the change, bringing on Beatrice Capomaggi. Into the final minute. France know exactly what they have to do. Wind the clock down. Maintain control of the ball. And see this game out. Well, they're going to clear this from the 22. Try and send it downfield. Dinka. Back in for Ostuni Minuzzi, not an easy one to take. Gabby Vernier straight up to make the tackle. Stéphane away for Medea.
Wait,
Stop. Vernier, no, and it's going to open up for Gabby Vernier, who's being chased down by Muzzo. The offload from Vernier, and France keep it alive. Joanna Grisey, look at it, try and get in at the corner, and keeps the ball alive. The French get try number 5, Alexandra Chambon, and that, the cherry on the cake.
Yeah, that was an absolute, that's the French that we know how they play. Left it a bit late in the game to show us that lovely try, but it just shows the threat that they have. Heartbreak for Italy.
Certainly is, in terms of the effort. Great break from Vernier.
Yeah, and that's a lovely offload there. So nearly got the tackle there, good, well to stay on her feet, and just that lovely offload there. Wonderful try.
Fifth try for France. Bourgeois to try and seal it. That will just fade away to the left. And the referee blows the final whistle. Well, what a contest we've been treated to in Parma. Italy with a 12-point lead at half-time. But the French found a way, despite the Italian defence. 23 unanswered points in that second half, ultimately leading to the victory. 5 tries to 3 in the end, Les Bleus, but it will not tell the story of this match. A huge contest between these two, but it finishes in round 4 of the Guinness Women's Six Nations in Parma. Italy 21, France 34.